David is one of my favorite people because God uses David to do great exploits in the Bible. David is a mighty man. David is a king. David is a champion. David is a hero. And those of us who look into the life of David can find great encouragement and instruction through how God uses him. David is incredible. He is a warrior and a worshiper. David has the ability to call upon the presence of God through worship and then come out of that presence of God and beat down his enemies. I like him because he can go from being a warrior to a worshiper in no time. The real warriors are the real worshipers. The ones that have the ability to come into the presence of God and have God touch them, then have the power to go out from that presence and do great exploits in the world and tear down the strongholds of the enemy and do great things for God. And so David paints us a prophetic picture of what God is doing in this generation. I believe that in this generation God is raising up worshipers who will go out of the gates and become the warriors that change the world and change their lives and change this generation. If you believe it, shout amen. David comes to our text this morning, and he has decided to bring the ark of God out of Benjamin and into Judah, out of the land of Benjamin and into Judah. Now, those of you who are Bible scholars, you understand that Benjamin means my right hand. It means son of my right hand. And he's moving it from Benjamin, from the right hand, which represents the arm of the flesh. He's moving the ark, the presence of God, from Benjamin into Judah. Those of you who are Bible scholars, of course you understand that Judah means praise. He is moving the presence of God from the arm of the flesh into praise. And when the strength moves from our strength into praise, when we move the presence of God from what we can do and what we can make happen, and we say, God, I'm moving your presence from where I am and what I can do into a place where you do whatever you want to do. When we move it from the arm of the flesh into a place of praise, then we begin to see the power of God move in a dimension we have never seen before. The weakness of the church is that we do everything in our own strength. Our thoughts, our creations, our schemes, our masterful leadership tactics. When we move out from what man can do and we say, God, we give you permission to do whatever you want to do. When we say, God, it's no longer my agenda for my life, it's no longer my plan for my life, it's what you want to do, it's how you want to lead me. I'm submitting my life, I am worshiping you, I am kissing toward you, I'm going to be a praiser, I'm going to be a radical person who pulls forth the presence of God into my existence. Then we begin to see the power of God move in a dimension that we've never seen before. And David decides, I'm going to bring the ark of the Lord to my city. Will you touch your neighbor, say, neighbor, I'm going to bring it to my city. Turn to your other neighbor, say, other neighbor, say, I'm not just going to have planet shakers here. Say, I'm going to bring it to my city. If you're going to do that, give God a praise right there. David says, I'm going to bring the presence of God, the ark of God, to my city. He says, I'm not just going to leave it over there. I'm not just going to visit it when I feel like it. I want the presence of God to be in my city. I want God to show up in my city. I want a miracle in my house. If you believe it, shout yeah.